Hello, hello. Good morning. It's Wednesday. It's 8 a.m. and I'm here for my live Q&A, which I do for anyone that's enrolled in my courses or a client of mine. They get to ask me any question they want, and then I come live and I answer that question so that they have some coaching advice right in their pocket. If we haven't met yet before, my name is Carolina, and I'm the author of the book Euphoric Ditch Alcohol, Gain a Happier, More Confident You right here. It's been on bookshelves since January 4th and just gotten really great feedback about it. If you haven't checked it out yet, please do so. Um, and I'm really excited to answer a student's question today. So, when you change your relationship with alcohol, when you take a break from it, especially, it's really normal for your body and for your literally your brain and your chemistry to have a rebalancing effect. And because alcohol really throws off our brain chemistry, a lot of it is kind of like finally mellowing down, finally really finding your natural rhythms again. So your sleep cycles could be disrupted a little bit, how you feel throughout the day could be disrupted a little bit. And I like to say that, alcohol actually induces the release of stress hormones in our body. So it releases a lot of cortisol and a lot of adrenaline into our body. And it actually takes a while after even you stop drinking for that to kind of settle down, right? So it's interesting that, like, even if you're not drinking, it can take 2, 3 weeks, even 4 or 5 weeks for that to all kind of settle down. And so my question is from a student who's taking a break from alcohol, who's already gotten, past the 1 month mark, and is still feeling like the sleep is a little disrupted and a little bit of low energy throughout the day. And what's interesting is that those stress hormones that alcohol releases, sometimes it almost can feel like you're wired, right? And I totally remember if I drank before a work day, when I used to have a full-time job, I still have a job, but like a place I had to be at 9 to 5. When I drank before work day, it was either like a Thursday night or a Sunday night, right? So on a Thursday night, I would probably be the first day of the week that I drank. I usually didn't drink Monday through Wednesday. And if I drank on a Thursday night, I remember waking up on Friday morning feeling that wired feeling, you know what I mean? And I almost did a lot like on Friday. Sometimes I would like it would feel crappy, I would feel gross, but I'd still have this kind of strange, like, okay, I'm gonna just get some stuff done on Friday, right? By Monday morning, that was not the case whatsoever. So by Monday morning, if I drank throughout the weekend, I just felt like super lethargic, super, super tired, just like, oh, please, not Monday. But I can kind of relate how sometimes when you feel those stress hormones, they actually make you feel a little wired and they give you kind of like this adrenal overload to maybe sometimes get things done. And so it's normal when you take a break from alcohol to kind of feel a little tired at first. Obviously, you will gain more energy as time goes on, but it's really unique for each human body. And so, what I want to do today is one, normalize that. Like anything from 0 to 100 days alcohol free is like your body's really just trying to find a new normal, you know what I mean? And because it's so used to this other normal where there's all this ethanol being put in, there's all these stress hormones being put in, like your body's just trying to recalibrate and rebalance. So, one, it's totally normal. But two, I really want to come on today and give you some really great tips to increase your energy naturally so that, if you're waking up and you're still feeling a little lethargic or tired or your sleep wasn't that great, like you don't just have to be like feeling like blah all day, right? So here are these tips to actually increase your energy so you can feel the way you want to feel that day and have a just a beautiful experience, right? Like I feel really great today. I know it's going to be a good day because I already feel so good today and I know my energy's high, but it's not high just because I woke up like that. I did this. I made this happen, right? So I'm going to share with you 7 tips to increase your energy naturally. And I just want to have a little caveat before I go. This isn't about whipping yourself into shape. This isn't about fixing yourself. This isn't about adding to your to-do list so that like, okay, now I'm not drinking. Now I'm not doing this. Now I'm not doing this and you're just going to blow up. This isn't about adding way more to your plate than you feel you can handle right now. This is about making holistic small shifts in your life. Okay? So when I say these 7 tips, maybe you're like, you know what? I'm going to try 2 of those tomorrow. And we're going to see how it goes. And I'm going to see if I like it. And maybe I can build a habit around it. And then maybe that will become my new normal. Okay? So I really like that word holistic. It really takes a lot of the pressure off. You're not like at a boot camp. This is really about incorporating things and practices in your life that feel good. Okay? Not about fixing yourself or looking a certain way or a certain pressure or demand you have to put on yourself, right? The worst thing someone could do is like, okay, now I'm not going to drink. Now I'm going to be vegan. Now I'm going to run 4 miles every day. Like something will break along the way. And it's usually going to be starting with caving to have a drink, right? So this isn't some kind of strict regimen. This is really about holistic self-care. So first of all, 7 tips to increase your energy naturally. First of all, I just want to talk a little bit about deep rest, deep sleep and deep rest. So I'm going to share just a few tips on making sure that you're really optimizing your sleep hygiene and that you're really giving your body the chance it needs to fall asleep. So studies show that we need a lot more sleep than most of us are getting. Studies show that we need at least 8 hours. And now some studies for men have shown that maybe they can get away with 7, but really if you want to live a long time, you need 8. But women need more, right? So women need at least 8 hours. Like that is the minimum of sleep that we need. And there's actually nothing wrong with getting maybe 9 hours. You just have to feel out your own body. And so how do you do that? How do you actually realistically do that? So first of all, like longevity experts even recommend instead of like getting to bed at like 11 and then waking up at 7, like you should actually get to bed at 10:30 because it's going to take that 30 minutes to just wind down, maybe read a little book, maybe do a meditation. It's going to take a while to fall asleep anyway. So really your bedtime should actually be 30 minutes before that 8 hours starts, okay? And then I have like sleep hygiene practices that I'm really obsessed with just because I know how much they improve my sleep. I sleep really well, I sleep really deeply, but there's these few rules that I follow to make sure that that's the case. And so I just want you to do like a little audit. Like, am I ensuring I'm going to get the best sleep possible? So first of all, for that audit is caffeine. Okay, so I have 1 cup of coffee a day, and that cup is actually instant coffee. I'm pretty sensitive to caffeine, and I know people like coffee aficionados are gonna be like, "That's so gross. You're drinking instant coffee." Okay, first of all, it's from Trader Joe's. It's really good, but second of all, it has half the caffeine as a normal cup of coffee. So that's the amount of caffeine I can handle. I could also be drinking decaf, but I like just a little bit of that, that caffeine in there. It is the half of the caffeine of a normal cup of coffee, though. And that's it. That's all I drink throughout the day. I do not have any other caffeine that day. Now, you don't have to do that, like, right? But I just be really cognizant how much caffeine you're drinking. You really should only have 1 cup a day and really have it only in the morning. And especially, like, never have caffeine past like 1 p.m. And so, what else has caffeine other than obviously coffee? Teas. So, any kind of teas you might be drinking. Even sometimes some brands of kombucha. So, kombucha is usually made from black tea. And I will just be this little bit of cognizant. If I'm gonna have a kombucha, I will just recognize, is this gonna disrupt my sleep? Am I having this at like 9 p.m.? Is that a little too late for kombucha? You know what I mean? Maybe I'll have it a little earlier with dinner at like 7. So just be a little cognizant about that. Other than that, I love kombucha, you guys. I highly recommend it as a replacement drink when you're changing your relationship with alcohol. But yeah, teas, kombucha, and then also obviously coffee, soda too, right? So just be a little cognizant of like, am I drinking any caffeine past 1 p.m.? They say that caffeine has a half-life of 12 hours. So if you drink a cup of coffee at 12 p.m., you still have that caffeine in your system at midnight. Isn't that insane? Right? So like we really, really should cut the caffeine if we want to improve our sleep. And then I really want to make this tip a little quicker because it's just my first tip. But in addition to that, screens. Like any type of screens that we're using before bed, like the recommendation is really to put screens away 2 hours before bed. So what is that? There's screens, there's the blue light we're getting from all these different screens, and it's also waking our brain up because then the brain is thinking a lot, right? So screens that like you might want to be cognizant about putting away before bed would be your phone, your laptop, your computer, and even the TV. And so I like having a nightly routine. I do watch TV at night, you know what I mean? But I like having a nightly routine where I stop watching TV. I will go upstairs, I'll take a bath, and that's really soothing and relaxing for me. And then I'll go to bed and read for a little bit. And I bring like a traditional book. So I don't even use like a Kindle or anything like that. I like a traditional book. And then that really helps me fall asleep. And honestly, I always joke about this, but if you're having trouble falling asleep, challenge yourself to read 100 pages of a book. Like you will fall asleep way before that, right? You'll fall asleep by like page 10, I promise you. So those are just some tips to make sure you're getting the deep sleep that you need. Deep rest is really, really important for your body. And really being noticing, cognizant that you're giving yourself enough time to have that sleep, that you're not, drinking that caffeine, that the screens are not there, that maybe you have even a night routine where you actually start signaling to your body that it's time to sleep is really, really great. And if you aren't sleeping that well, there's also other ways to get really deep rest throughout the day. So instead of just when you're falling asleep. So they've proven that things like yoga nidra, for example, can help induce your body into a state of deep rest. It's called non-sleeping deep rest, right? And so yoga nidra is something you could look up on YouTube, and basically it's yoga that you're doing with while you're doing kind of like a body scan, right? And you're actually telling yourself to relax certain parts of your bodies and really feeling like, what do my fingers feel like right now? What are my knees feeling like? Sending the like calming energy to my whole body. And they found that you actually induce your brain waves go into a really deep rest state like that. So getting enough deep rest and deep sleep is really important if you want to increase your energy. And there's all these different tips for sleep hygiene, but also getting that rest maybe throughout the day if you need. And having a really good routine. So not only a routine where you have something very calming you do before bed, but also like really kind of stick to the times. Like you can't wake up at 6 one day, go to bed at 11 one night, go to bed at 10 one night. Like it has to really be routine if your body's ever going to get used to it. So try to keep the same routine. And like I said, 30 minutes before that 8 hours that you need to sleep should be actually your bedtime. Okay, my second tip for you to improve your energy naturally is to look a little bit at your nutrition. And again, like I said in the beginning of this live, this isn't like a boot camp to fix yourself. This isn't like, okay, everything has to be perfect now. But you do also, if you're noticing you're pretty lethargic, you're not drinking already, you're pretty lethargic, you want to really take a look at the foods you're eating every day. And what I love is the strategy of adding more. So instead of looking and being like, oh no, I'm eating all this bad food, this is so bad for me, I have a strategy of saying, instead of reducing that, add more really healthy stuff into your life. And what ends up happening is you end up reducing that bad stuff because you're full and you don't want to eat it anyway, right? So really have a strategy to make sure you're getting in at least 5 fruits and vegetables a day. And honestly, that recommendation is closer to 9. So I no matter what will get 5, but it's really like if you want to live healthy, if you want to prevent most diseases, it's actually 9. And so how do I do that? Like it's not like I'm sitting there just eating like garden vegetables every single minute of the hour, right? Like that would be insane and it's just like a lot of roughage. I have hacks on how I do that. So what I will do is first of all have a smoothie every single day. My smoothie will have a lot of those fruits and vegetables in it, so I'll put a lot of fruit in it and then I'll put greens in it. So kale, spinach, cilantro, all those kinds of things. And so the smoothie helps me do that. And then I will also sometimes make a vegetable soup. So I'll throw in a ton of different vegetables into a vegetable soup. And then I like to puree it. And so then once I have it pureed, it's not my full dinner, but it's a complement to dinner. And I know, okay, I'm just eating like pure vegetables right now. Like it's getting down, right? And I don't have to just like eat like just roughage. And then obviously, the dinner like vegetables are great, the salads and stuff. But another really easy way to hack it and to sneak it in into your life is to incorporate like baby tomatoes, for example, or baby carrots into your day. Like that is a perfect snack, or even like right before you eat dinner, just be like, before we eat dinner, I'm going to have a snack. I'm going to have some baby carrots and tomatoes. Super easy way to fit that in. In addition to that, like a tangerine, an apple, a banana, all those different kinds of things. So take a look at your nutrition because if you're not eating enough fruits and vegetables, you will feel lethargic. You will feel very, very tired. And again, there's probably some foods that are not good for us that we eat throughout a day and it'd be great to eliminate those. But sometimes for me, it's just easier to focus on, okay, what should I be eating? Like the good stuff, make sure I get enough of that into my day. And the bad stuff kind of just seems to fall away a lot more easier because you're just full, you're eating other stuff. And then, really just kind of audit that and make sure, like I have a little tally to this day. You guys should see all my journals. I'm pretty OCD when it comes to like organizing my life. But I have a little tally where I actually count how many fruits and vegetables I eat every day, and I keep track of it every single day, right? I don't save that that data for like long periods of time. It just helps me track it for 1 month. But I actually write it down every single day. So not only do I get a nice check mark for not drinking that day, I also get to write down how many fruits and vegetables I ate. Okay, so that's tip number 2. In addition to that, if you're still feeling like you eat pretty well, you're doing the deep sleep, take a multivitamin every day too. So find a brand of multivitamins that you really like. A lot of times that our energy actually comes from vitamins that maybe we're not getting enough of in our diet. So things like B12, for example, are really great for energy. So it never hurts to also add a multivitamin, not to like completely supplement, the fruits and vegetables you're supposed to be eating, but just as an add-on. So a supplement could help you get your energy levels back as well. So be sure to add a multivitamin into your routine. And what I love is I actually love those gummy ones because like, sugar cravings can be really real when you're changing your relationship with alcohol. And instead of becoming like this sugar monster, you could actually just get a gummy multivitamin and just get your hit of little gummy sweetness with that, and you're still like treating yourself pretty well. And those usually have pretty low sugar. Okay, tip number 3 to increase your energy naturally is to move your body. So I think we all know this, that on days that we work out, on days that we actually like move our body, we have more energy. And so if it's something that's possible for you to do in the morning to move your body, I highly recommend it. And so personally, like I am not the type of person to wake up and go on an hour-long workout in the morning. I've got way too much stuff to do in the morning. My energy is the best in the morning, and if I want to get some work done, if I want to create new videos, if I want to do, just really cool stuff, I have to do it in the morning. So I actually don't like to have this big long workout in the morning. But what I will do is a 7-minute workout in the morning. So 7-minute workout, they got really popular a few years ago, maybe a decade ago now. But basically there's apps out there that just have 7-minute workouts, and they just are different strength training and cardio exercises that you do just for 7 minutes. And it's enough to like wake you up, like really get you the energy flowing and feel just a lot better, and also work out, right? Like it actually does help you work out. Then later in the day, I might go on a run. Maybe later in the day, I might go to Orange Theory. Or maybe in the day, I'll do nothing, right? It's okay. I don't have to have a long workout every single day. But that 7 minutes in the morning, I can see such a difference when I do that versus when I don't. So moving your body is really, really critical. Now, sometimes you don't even have to put a sports bra on. Anytime I feel like I have to put a sports bra on, that's like another layer of resistance of like, I don't want to work out, right? So if I think to myself, I have to put a sports bra on just to do this workout, that like stops me in my tracks from working out. So what I do is when I do the 7-minute workout, like it's just 7 minutes. It's not that intense and crazy with the jumping. I literally will just be wearing my pajamas and then I'll hop in the shower after that. I don't even change out of my pajamas. It's just 7 minutes. It's just warming my heart up. It's just doing some calisthenics basically. So that's what I do for that. And that really kind of tricks my brain into just being like, just do this. Just do the 7-minute workout, right? But another way to trick your brain into working out without it being super, super formal to move your body is to dance. So another thing I love to do is put on a song and actually just dance it out and really have high energy because I'm dancing, I'm listening to a song I really like, I'm probably celebrating a win at that moment. So that's another way I kind of hack that by moving my body. If I want to feel high energy, I have to, I have to move my body. I have to do something to actually elicit that energy. All right, tip number 4, if you want to increase your energy naturally, is to have a morning routine. So I am not a saint, you guys. I don't do this perfectly, but I've noticed when I don't do a morning routine, my energy is so low that day. Like I am just, and everything bad seems to happen on those days. Like, you know what I mean? When I don't do my morning routine, it just sets me up to feel gross all day. And I don't mean it in a way that's like shaming me or like judging me. Obviously it's not, my life isn't perfect. I can't do everything I want every single day, but it just makes my mood not really able to be that resilient that day. So I love to prime myself every morning with a morning routine, at least every weekday morning when I can. Sometimes time gets away from me and I really just can't. I will still do something really short. And so for me, a morning routine is a solid time that I wake up before I check the email, before I get to work, before I go, I don't have kids, but if you had kids, it'd be before all the child rearing activities, and you just have it to yourself. It's just your morning time. And you infuse it with things that help you feel grounded and ready for the day. And so personally, what it looks like for me is journaling, saying affirmations, doing my 7-minute workout, reading, and meditating, right? So I will do all of those things and maybe a visualization as well. If you've never heard of the morning routine, or if you've never heard of most of these activities and how you can arrange them, I highly recommend the book Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. It's fascinating. It's so good. But you don't have to wake up at like 5 a.m. to do your morning routine, right? If your morning routine was just journaling for 5 minutes, before you actually got out of bed, that's great. And some days it's what it is for me. Some days I can't do the whole thing. I just do the journaling, before I get out of bed. What do I like to journal about? I like to journal about what I'm grateful for from the day before. Sometimes I journal about my dreams if I can remember them. And I also journal like a pep talk to myself. Like, okay, this is what's going to happen today. This is going to be a good day. Like, we're going to do this, this, and this. So I also will journal kind of like a pep talk to me. So You're like, how does a morning routine have anything to do with energy? It does, because when you feel kind of low and down and just like, ugh, you're gonna feel like that all day. You have to prime yourself in the morning to really have a great day. And if you've never heard of it, I highly recommend Tony Robbins' priming exercise. It's this meditation, it's 15 minutes long, and it will wake you up because it will bring you straight into the most beautiful memories of your life and also the most beautiful goals that you could ever accomplish. Like, I highly, highly, highly recommend that. Speaking of that, that's tip number 5, is to also imbue your morning with some motivation. So I pretty much fundamentally believe that our human brains, they were built for survival. They've evolved over a long time. And when our survival brain is in charge, we are always going to think negative and repetitive thoughts. That is literally how humans have evolved on this planet. And it is a part of our function of our brain to protect us from danger to think negative thoughts all the time. Now, that doesn't make us happy and it doesn't serve us anymore, and there's no more saber-toothed tigers out there. So, thinking negative thoughts all the time is not really actually serving us today in 2022. It is up to all of us to override that survival brain and to connect to something deeper that's living in our heart or our soul or whatever else you connect with, your higher self, the more executive functioning of your brain, not the reflex part of your brain. And how I do this in the mornings is I listen to something that really motivates me. Because trust me, I can get trapped into negative thoughts and thinking and scarcity and fear and doubt and worry every single day if I wanted to. But I purposely, intentionally make sure that I have something motivating that I listen to every morning that really gets me believing again that life is happening for me, right? That good things are coming my way, that I can do anything I want to do, that I can accomplish anything I want to accomplish, that I matter, that my dreams matter, that I make a difference. So if you're not listening to something that motivates you every morning, my first recommendation is, this is how you can hack it: in the shower. So everyone showers almost in the morning every day, right? Like, that's a pretty normal routine we have. Just take your phone and bring it into the shower with you and put on a podcast or put on a YouTube video, something that motivates you. It could be a speaker, it could be someone like Tony Robbins or Rachel Hollis or Marie Forleo or, Oprah, like whatever motivates you, put it on while you're showering. I promise you will change the way you look at the day. And look, most of these tips are also helping you if you want to just feel good and you really want to feel good that day. But that's literally what energy is. Like, energy is this feeling where you have this emotional calm, you have this physical, like, yes, and you like are ready to tackle what you want to tackle that day. That's what energy is. And it's not just physical. It really is emotional too. If you could physically feel great, but emotionally if you're down, technically you have no energy, right? Like most of us, let's say we're able-bodied, we're not, let's say if you're not like 80 or 90 years old, like you have the energy, your body has it, but your emotions don't have it, right? Your mind doesn't have it. And so these tips actually really help with that, so that your mind is primed to have energy, not just your body. Because if you're able-bodied and you're treating your body fairly well, if you're drinking water, if you're eating your fruits and vegetables, your body technically has the energy. It's the mind that doesn't. It's the emotions that don't have the energy. So doing these things that actually elicit the emotions you want to feel every day are actually just as important if you want to feel energy that day. So I'm just going to recap real quick. Number 1 was deep sleep. Number 2 is nutrition. Number 3 was move your body. Number 4 is having a morning routine. And number 5 is listening to something motivating in the morning as well. Okay, number 6 is called get into state. So I follow Tony Robbins pretty religiously. I love everything he creates. I've been following him for a long time. You can love him, you can hate him, but he's literally like the father of personal development. He has literally created this idea that our thoughts control us, and if we like just have these negative thoughts, these survival thoughts all the time, our lives will be pretty unfulfilling. And it's up to us to change our thoughts. It's up to us to get into the state we want to be in and believe in the dreams that we have for ourselves. So Tony Robbins is a big proponent of getting into state, which means that you actually do something physically and emotionally and mentally to prepare yourself to feel the way you want to feel. So Tony Robbins actually has people, when you go into a conference of his, you will have him like, and this is all proven with studies that prove that this is true. This isn't just raw stuff. This isn't just like fake cheerleading. he has people make a move. So make a move could be like something like pumping your chest, it could be like raising your arms up in the air, it could be like doing something like that, and you do it over and over and over so you feel powerful. Now it's really, really similar to Amy Cuddy's research that shows. Amy Cuddy is the researcher from Harvard who showed that standing in a superwoman position like this with your legs out and just really standing tall and strong actually increases your confidence that day. So all of this has biological proof that this stuff works. So Tony Robbins will have his conference participants make a move that makes them feel powerful and really like embody that, even use their voice to scream yes. And you could actually do this. You could put on a song in the morning, you could dance it out, right? Maybe even while you're getting ready, while you're putting clothes on or something, dance it out and then really make a move and just be like, yes, today's going to be a good day. Yes, I'm powerful. Yes, I want this, like whatever motivation, whatever affirmation you need to say to yourself, say it in that moment, but it will change your energy level, right? And just think about it. If you were to maybe go on public stage and speak and do a speech, or if you were going to meet someone really important like Oprah or the president or just someone you admire, I don't think you would leave it up to chance. I think you would get into state too. I think you would really prime yourself to feel the energy you want to feel that day because the thing is important to you. And it's important for us, I think, to do that. Maybe not every single day. I mean, you can have the slow days. You can have the days where you just sit in your jammies and just have it kind of comforting, resting day. But the days that you really want to feel this high energy, like you have to prepare yourself to feel like that. It's not just a natural feeling that you hope to wake up into, right? Like there's things we have to do. So getting into state is one of them. Even while you're listening to your motivation mantras or something, like make moves that make you feel powerful, stand in the superwoman position, put your arms up, scream, yell, yes, all those kinds of things will change how you feel the rest of the day. And the seventh tip I have for you to increase your energy naturally is to have something you're very excited about, a new passion that's unfolding for you every single day. So when you start something new, when you start something that you've never done before, when you start something that excites you, it's so much easier to have energy for that. So for example, if you were to start writing a book and like you can't wait to kind of like just obviously get your words out and you're really excited for this project, yes, there's resistance to it. Obviously, every writer has resistance. That's really normal. But there's also a layer of excitement to it. Like, oh my God, can I really do this? Am I really going to write this book? Am I really going to do that? I remember when I first launched my website, I literally believed it was not humanly possible for someone named Carolina, me, to have a website. Like, I was just like, you buy a domain and you do what? Like, I didn't get it. And I didn't think it was possible for me. But I remember when I bought my website and I started tinkering around and I was like, oh my God, I could actually make a beautiful website here. And I remember day after day, the most exciting thing I had going on was just I couldn't wait to log on and start working on my website. And it felt just so powerful to me. One, it's a new passion. So what that does is it challenges the brain. It challenges the brain into being like, oh, we have something new and exciting to learn. And our brain loves a puzzle. Our brain loves a puzzle, so it wants to figure it out. But two, it's also usually connected with something deeper, something you really want to do, Like, trust me, if you have no energy and your dream is to travel the world, when you start thinking about actually quitting your job and then planning it all out, you're like, okay, first I'm going to go to Asia, and we're going to go to Vietnam, and then Bali, and then I'm going to fly to Europe, and then I'm going to be in France. When you actually start planning it out and you have no energy, your energy will go up so much higher, right? Because you're doing something that really excites you. Even if you're not even doing the activity of actually traveling, you're planning it, right? So have something that you're excited about every single day, a new passion. And in my coaching, I will always have my clients really kind of do some self-discovery work about what they're passionate about, what they want to do, what's their next big chapter. Because when you remove alcohol from your life, that's just the first step to creating that beautiful space that you now replace with your heart, your passions, your soul, and your purpose. And it's super different for everyone, right? Like I've worked with so many people now and I've heard so many incredible dreams. Women who want to be professional hula hoop dancers, for example. I mean, how random is that, right? Women who want to open animal sanctuaries, women who want to become coaches, women who want to write books, women who want to move to some beautiful location around the world. And if you have something like that that is really driving you every single day, a goal that's new and challenging. I mean, my goal every day is to grow my business. I know the basics. I know the almost intermediate stage of it. I know that really well, but I don't know the advanced stuff yet. I'm not there yet. I haven't done that yet. So every single day that challenges me. Every single day I have to learn something new, try something different, try something that scares me. And you don't even know the adrenaline and the like just sheer endorphins you get out of doing something like that. So that's my tip number 7, is to increase your energy levels naturally. Have something that you're passionate about that you look forward to each day. And what really helps to think about it is usually when it's new, it's different and you've never done it before, that really helps because that challenges the brain. And also something that maybe gets you out of your comfort zone a little bit, something that maybe is like a project that you can look forward to. It's not just one thing you do, but even for example, like working out, like it doesn't have to be a book, it doesn't have to be a business, but even say like working out, like I go to these Orange Theory classes. They capture all your data when you're working out there, so you can see how fast you're running, you can see your heartbeat, you can see what you're doing, you can see how many reps you can do, right? Like it can be even really exciting to go back the next time and try to improve all those things, right? So there's so many different things that we can get better at and improve, doing something new, doing something challenging, and doing something that we are passionate about. Like I said, you could wake up on the worst day ever, but if you have this dream of traveling the planet and you just want to like be a digital nomad, if all of a sudden you really believe that this is something that could happen for you and you started researching it and you started being like, okay, I'm gonna go to Bali and then Asia and then Vietnam, like that will increase your energy so much. You get what I'm saying? And it's obviously like when you look up those like tips, like how to increase your energy, something like this isn't usually on the tip list. But I really truly believe when we're working on something we're passionate about, we get what into Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, I cannot say his name, but he's a famous psychologist, calls flow. And flow state is this place where we are literally challenging our brain, learning something new, doing something we enjoy, doing something that stretches us, but that we're also kind of good at, we're excited about, and it can be a really, really helpful thing. So these are my tips to increase your energy naturally. Take the tips that really resounded with you and get started with them tomorrow. You don't have to do all 7, right? I love holistic small shifts. So just try 1 or 2 things or 3 things, right? And I'm just going to reiterate the tips are: get deep rest or deep sleep and the sleep hygiene that comes into that. Make sure that your nutrition, you're eating enough fruits and vegetables, and you might even want to supplement with a multivitamin. Move your body every single day, even if you can't do a full-on workout where you go to the gym. Do a 7-minute workout. Dance to a song. Just do something that gets your heart rate up a little bit. Have a morning routine where you really prime yourself on the emotions you want to feel that day, a gratitude practice, for example. Listen to something motivating in the shower when you're getting ready. Listen to someone or something. Maybe it's my podcast even, or Tony Robbins, or whoever it is. Listen to something that makes you believe that anything is possible for you that day, and trust me, you will feel your energy levels go up. Number 6 is get into state. You can do the Superwoman pose. You can do something with your arms. You can dance. You can just say yes. You can scream. Tony Robbins, before he goes on stage, every single time does a get into state exercise where he does certain screams, he does certain things with his arms. He's been doing it for 40 years. He never misses it. And number 7, have something you're passionate about that is exciting every single day for you. I don't mean you have to go do something exciting every single day. Like you don't have to leave your house and go ice skating every single day, but have something, a project you're working on. Have something new that's coming up for you that's a next chapter. And if anyone's interested, this is what my favorite thing to coach on. So I am alcohol-free life coach. I help people obviously change their relationship with alcohol, but my private coaching is actually now reserved for women who are already taking a break from alcohol and want to find that next chapter, want to find what they're passionate about, want to bring some more purpose and fulfillment into their lives. And we do a bunch of self-discovery work to figure out what that is for them, and then we execute and we implement. And I'm just floored. My clients are the most incredible, powerful women in the world. The ways that they've made incredible changes, the ways that they've gone after dreams that they've always had but just never believed that they could do, just literally inspires me. I have clients who do things that are like, even I'm scared of, and I'm like, oh my God, I want to do that. Like, she inspires me, you know what I mean? So do find a new passion. And if you want to work with someone like me to help you figure that out and help you really implement on that, you can apply in my website, euphoricaf.com/coaching. There's an application there to see if we'd be a good fit. So I hope those tips were helpful. Again, this is 7 ways to naturally increase your energy from someone who's tired. And it's normal to be tired sometimes when you're changing your relationship with alcohol because it's a bit of an up and down. So I just want to normalize that. It can take a few weeks for your body to really rebalance. It's okay if you're not always feeling your best, but having a way that you also control your energy and having these tips that you can follow to really increase your energy, not out of a way to fix yourself or to be this perfect person, but just like, hey, holistically, yeah, I want to try that. I want to make sure I'm incorporating that, can really help for you. So I hope that was helpful, and I'll see you next week.